Okay, so I know that Capcom and Konami get a lot of run on this channel. Um, can you blame me? They were probably the two best third-party developers for the NES. Um, but there were others, and by no means were they, did they have a monopoly on good games. For example, Little Samson, that's not a Konami or a Capcom game. That's Takeru. I don't know. My Japanese pronunciation isn't the best. Um, so for this series, I'm going to showcase a game by Sunsoft, another great developer, very well known in the NES era for music. And this game has very good music. As I think pretty much all the Sunsoft games do have good music. Um, and another little tidbit: this game also happens to be one of the best licensed games for the NES. So let's fire it up. Yep, you got it. It's Batman, based on the Tim Burton film starring the great Michael Keaton. All right, let's skip the cutscenes. Let's do this. All right, so I have beaten this game once. Took a lot of patience. Most of the levels aren't that bad with enough practice. The real killer is the last level, but more so the last boss, which is, of course, the Joker. He is very difficult, and really, the way I figured to defeat him is to take advantage of a quirk of this game's mechanics, which is when you hit the enemies, they blink, and when they're blinking, I think it's when they're blinking, definitely when you're hitting them, they lose their hitbox. So if you time it just right, you can pass through enemies without taking damage. This actually does come into play with other bosses, but in particular I needed it for the Joker. This level's not very long, so I guess I should explain some other mechanics. You can switch weapons in this game. There's 3 of them. You have, of course, the batarang. You have a gun, which is not very true to the Dark Knight. We all know he does not like guns, because guns were used to kill his parents in Crime Alley. And Joe Chill is a very bad man. And then the third one, the icon looks like some kind of shuriken, but it just does that a little 3-piece. And I rarely have use for that one. So why am I getting hit? The other cool mechanic of this game is the wall jump, which I will demonstrate here. Really cool, really fun, pretty responsive too. The control in this game is pretty good. It's not the best control, but it works. As far as the sub-weapons go, the batarang is definitely the best. It's very economical on weapon energy, and if you place it just right, it can do continuous damage. See, I didn't place it well there either. With good placement, this is the best weapon. That still wasn't optimal. That probably would have been a good one. I didn't expect to take this much damage. It's because I was too busy explaining. Hit the wrong button. I got the drop on that ninja. Yeah, I was so busy explaining and talking that I was taking too many unnecessary hits. I'm not going to farm for health. I think I can do this boss. He's got a very easy pattern. And the battering messes him up. If I could select it... That was a good hit. Whoa. Yeah, his pattern is very predictable. There we go. Alright, so like I said, this game I'm not an expert in, so it's going to take me a few attempts to clear each stage, with the exception of this first one. So yeah, you're probably not going to see all the attempts of every stage just because, you know, he wants to see somebody fail over and over. I guess that can be funny, but I'm trying not to use very salty language too often. And believe me, a game like this can elicit the 4-letter words. Alright, well that's stage 1. I'll be back with stage 2 soon enough.